Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Let's Talk About Movies, and today we're going to be talking about The Passenger. It's a 2023 thriller starring Kyle Gallner and Johnny Berchtold. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's a pretty good movie. It's a little different. It's a crime thriller, kind of. I like it, but it mostly takes place in a car and just with a lot of dialogue and whatnot. But I like that in movies. If the dialogue's good, if it means something to the movie itself, I love that. I love most movies like that. I really like. There's some that just don't hit the mark. I think this one did it well. I'd never actually heard about this movie. I was just scrolling through random movies and I found this one, and I thought I'd give it a shot, and it was pretty decent. So, the movie, Kyle Gallner plays a guy named Benson, and Johnny Berchtold plays a guy named Randy, and they work together at a burger place. And it starts off that it's just showing like it's kind of a crappy job, and Randy just kind of lets everybody push him around, and he just goes with whatever. If you tell him to do something, he'll just do it. He doesn't want to push back. And so one day they are in there and they have this other coworker and his girlfriend, and the coworker keeps, sorry for the bird by the way, that's our bird Bingo, and he's just going to be making noise. I tried to film this somewhere else. This was the right place. So, sorry in advance for that if you keep hearing whistles. But it's showing this day where the coworkers, just specifically the guy, keeps picking on Randy. And Randy's asking him to stop, and he's not stopping. And so he goes, well, hey, if you eat this old cheeseburger from yesterday that he left out, he said, I'll stop, but you have to eat the whole thing. And so Benson starts going, hey man, look, dude, there's no need for this. You're just being a dick. Like, you gotta stop. And so he doesn't, and he keeps pushing Randy. So Benson walks outside, and he just grabs a shotgun, walks back in, kills both of them. And then the manager runs out and he's like, what's going on out here? Benson chases him down, kills him. Now Randy is obviously scared because Benson's walking towards him with a shotgun. And Benson goes, you know what? You're going to come with me. You're going to be my passenger for the day. They don't say that in the movie. I just wanted to use the title. But he goes, you're coming with me. And they get in the car, and he's going, well, look, they're not going to find this crime out until at least 2 o'clock, until the other people come in for the day. So we're fine. We're just going to go around and talk. There's really he has no plan. He just did this out of nowhere. And so, first they go to a diner, and he starts, at first he's kind of nice. He's being a little, overly nice to the waitress. And then he starts going, well, what did you do with your wife? Because he's trying to prove a point to Randy that if Randy does nothing with his life, he's going to be miserable. And so he's like, well, what'd you do with your wife? What'd you do with your wife? To the waitress. She goes, I'm just going to go make your food. Because obviously it's making her upset that someone would talk to her this way. Because he's being very rude. And they end up ordering some food and they leave. Well, they go to his mom's house, and that's where he grabs a gun. He leaves the shotgun behind, and they change their clothes. And then they get back in the car, and they're driving away. And that's when they start kind of talking. Benson this whole time is trying to get information out of, they're friends, which it's like he didn't just murder these 3 people just indiscriminately like a crazy person. And so they're just going back and forth for a little bit. Randy's scared, but he's trying to it's obvious that he's trying to give it, he's trying not to do too much that is going to get him killed also. So he's trying to be friendly with him. And he's asking him, oh, well, Have you ever had a girlfriend? Because that was one of the things that his other coworker was making fun of him about. He's like, well, yeah, I did, but it was years ago, and she broke up with me because her cat died. He's like, because her cat died? That doesn't make any sense. And he goes, well, hey, this day's about you, and we're going to fix your life. You need to go talk to her. He's like, oh, no, I don't think so. And he goes, no, where does she work? Let's go. And so he goes, well, she works at the mall, but she's probably not there. And obviously he realizes that he made a mistake by even saying this girl's name or where she worked, because Benson can fly off the handle at any second. And so he goes, no, we're going to the mall. We're gonna go see if she's there and talk to her. And they go to the mall, and she works at this it's a kid's place. I don't remember the name of the place, but it's like they do different activities. Like the thing that they end up doing is they decorate stuffed animals, and just like put buttons on them and all this kind of stuff. And so Benson goes, he's kind of trusting him a little bit, and he goes, Randy, as long as you're good, I'll let you go talk to her, but do not say anything. Don't give us up. Just, you can talk to her. So she starts talking to Randy, and she's going, this is really weird. And he's like, oh, yeah, he's just a friend. It's fine. And they talk for a little bit, and he ends up asking her, like, why did you break up with me? It was just about the cat. And she's like, well, you didn't care. You never cared about anything. You didn't even try to get me back. There was no, when I broke up with you, you just let me break up with you, didn't say anything. And she also brings up, she said, you never told me what happened in second grade. And he goes, oh, well, okay, whatever. So they just leave. And they take the stuffed animals with them, by the way. And they go out to the car, and Benson's going, hey, you don't need to be worried about this. Everything's fine. And so Randy starts going, no, every time he starts like freaking out, and he's like, every time I do something and nothing good comes from it, that's why I didn't want to talk to her. That's why I just let people walk all over me. I don't want to do this. Just leave it alone. It's fine. And so it kind of breaks down, and he goes, I want to tell you something. And he's never told anyone this. He tells them a story about how when he was in second grade, he ended up, they had to switch schools because he got really mad at the teacher, and they were playing the game, you like make a triangle and you flick it through like a goalpost, Well, he was doing it with an eraser, and his teacher kept telling him to stop, and he got really mad, and he flicked it and it hit her right in the eye, and it like blew her eye out. She had to wear an eye patch. People started making fun of her, calling her Blackbeard, and so she left, and he thought that he made this decision and it ruined her life, and that's why he never wanted to like worry anybody with making his decisions. And we see right before that, like his mom calls him, and he's letting her make all of his decisions because he's scared. He thinks that he's going to do this again to somebody if he makes a decision. And so Benson goes, well, we're on this like redemption arc of sorts. Let's go to the school. But it's a Saturday. So Randy's like, well, she's not going to be there. It's totally fine. Let's not go. He goes, no, we're going there. Let's go to the school right now. I'm in charge. This day's about you, Randy. We're going to do this. This is closure for you. They go to the school, and they're talking to the secretary, and at first she's not going to give them the address of the old teacher, but then he goes, well, do you know who this is? He's like, no. He's like, remember Randy? I can't remember his last name. They're like, remember Randy? And she goes, oh my God. Yeah. And then they start saying, well, we're about to move out of town, and he wants to apologize to her. And he goes, okay, that's fine. I'll give you the address because you're doing the right thing. And as they're getting the address, the principal walks out, and he looks at Benson, and then just goes, okay, have a good day, guys. And Benson goes, wait a minute, are you so-and-so? He goes, yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. And you can tell that there's something going on. And so as soon as they get the address, they walk outside. Benson runs right up behind that principal and just starts beating him up. And I mean, pummeling him. His face is destroyed. And he's about to shoot him. And Randy goes, this day's about me, remember? Please don't do this. This is about what I need to do. Please, please. And he talks him out of killing the guy. And they get in the car and they go to his old second grade teacher's house. And she's there. She opens the door. She still has an eye patch on from that injury. She was never able to recover from it fully. She's lost all vision and everything. And so they go in, and while they're in there, Benson goes to the bathroom for the whole time that Randy is talking with the teacher. And the teacher starts telling him, like, I know that, you know, what you did wasn't right, but you were 7. I'm not mad at you. It's hard to be mad at a 7-year-old like that, to hold a grudge, even when it was something that difficult. She said, if you didn't do that, then I wouldn't have met this person, and I wouldn't have had my daughter. So Randy starts realizing that, like, he, you know, this was a giant mistake he made in his life, but he was 7. So this kind of leads to him having that realization that maybe he can start making his own decisions, and he just starts, like, coming to grips with it a little bit. And so Benson finally comes out of the bathroom, and they go to leave, and the phone rings, and it is the assistant at the school. And she said how the principal got beat up in the parking lot, and she goes and she talks to them, and she's like, oh, that's so crazy. He just got beat up in the parking lot, and you guys were just at the school and got my address. Did you see anything? And I went, no, didn't see anything. And then Benson goes, did he survive? She looks at him really weird. She goes, well, actually, on the way to the hospital, he died. And he's like, all right. And then she has the realization that, like, they obviously did it. And so as soon as Benson sees that look on her face, he pulls his gun out and he's about to kill her. And Randy, again, talks him out of it and goes, look, don't kill her. Do not do this. And he goes, whatever, get in the car. We're leaving. And so they go to leave. And while they were in the house, Randy had seen a cell phone sitting on the table. And he picks it up and he hides it in his pocket. And so they get in the car. Benson's freaking out. He has obviously killed 4 people at this point. He has pulled his gun on multiple people. He's just everything for destruction. This day is just crazy. And Benson does not know what to do. He doesn't know what's going on. And so he's taking them into town. And Randy starts going, look, I need to go to the bathroom. Please, Benson, just stop. Just please stop. Benson finally freaks out and goes, whatever, we're going to the diner. So they go back to the same diner that they were at that morning. And while they're there, Randy gets Benson to let him go to the bathroom. And Randy runs in the bathroom and he calls the police. And after he calls the police, he comes back out acting like nothing happened and he sits down. Well, the waitress comes over to ask for their order. And as they're about to give the order, the waitress from that morning that he had obviously offended comes back and she's like, hey, you don't know me. You did this to me, or you said this to me, and that was wrong. Who are you? Why do you think that you know anything about me? You can't do this. And so Benson is like, just get away from me. And the other waitress is like, it's okay, honey, just go home. And she goes, no, I'm not going to put up with this. This is wrong. He should not be here. Get him out of here. And Benson just stands up and shoots her in like the arm, or in the leg. And so now everything's just, all hell's breaking loose at this point. And then the cops start to show up. And he's like, who the hell called the police? It must have been one of you guys. Who called them? And he's pointing the gun at everybody. And Randy starts going, stop, Benson, stop. And the teacher that was with them said something. She's like, "You did this. You are crazy." And so he goes to shoot her, and Randy jumps in front of it and gets shot like in the shoulder. And then Benson, he has made this weird, I mean, he's a psychopath, and made this like weird connection with him throughout the day. And so he brings him over, and he's like, "No, come on, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this." And Randy just looks at him, and he's like, "I did this. I called the police. I did." And so now he's freaked out even more, and Randy just stands up, and he's like taking his bullet like a champ. He's like, "No, I'm not putting up with this. You have created this whole problem. You are the problem." He tries to blame the world for everything, and it is you. And Benson just finally walks outside with his gun, and the cops are telling him to stop and drop his weapon, and he goes to point the gun at him, and the cops just kill him. And that's pretty much like the end of the movie for the most part. The very end of it, though, is you see Randy has made this connection with the teacher, and he's babysitting her now daughter, and he's making his own decisions. He's doing good. He's not scared of his past and the mistake that he made. And as Randy goes to leave, the camera kind of pans over, and you see the stuffed animals that both of them made sitting there in the house. And that is the like actual end of the movie. Now, the one part about that is really weird, a psychopath murderer made that. Also, those stuffed animals are from the day of this horrific crime in this small town. It's weird to just be like, yeah, we should just keep those around my child and remember this. I don't know. The movie was good overall, but that one part I was like, that's strange. Okay, whatever. But yeah, like I said, the movie was good. Some of the shots were really cool looking. Most of it did take place in the car, talking back and forth. But I think that it was a pretty interesting movie. Yeah, I think everyone should check it out. Give me some recommendations on some more movies to watch, and I'll watch them and talk about them. All right, have a good one. Bye.